The walls are lined with photos of a time seemingly so long ago. Memorabilia from a dead channel line the shelves, causing a pain in your heart as the ticking of a watch sound behind you. You run your hand along the photos, sad smile on your face. As you sit down at the desk, staring at the pictures, you take a deep breath. You're home, somewhere comforting and accepting. You're where you really belong. The second week of November. 14th of November 2019, Australia time. A couple of YouTubers created a channel that would be deleted in 1 year. The premise? What would you do if you only had 1 year left to live? 14th of November 2020. Over 1 million people gathered to watch those same YouTubers delete their channel on a 12-hour live stream. It has now been a year since the death of Unus Annus, a beloved channel that helped everyone through 2020. I still remember crying when the stream ended and the channel disappeared from my subscriptions. It felt like losing a loved one, something I was quite used to by that time, having lost 2 loved ones last year. I felt an emptiness in my heart, knowing that I would never be able to watch those videos again. I still feel like crying just thinking about the channel, but I have several things to remember the channel by, which I display proudly. Things like clothing, merchandise, crochet figures, and even a shrine of photos from the channel. This is my shrine. It consists of screenshots and art pieces and black and white squares, and it sits in the corner of my room opposite my bed. So I see it every morning, and it's one of the greatest things I've put in my room, despite making me feel like crying when I wake up. It's still funny. I still miss waking up every day and watching the new video in order to watch it again with my family at dinner time. Going through social media and seeing the memes and posts about the new video was something I absolutely adored about the year. Nowadays I feel so empty when I wake up to see no new YouTube notifications in the mornings. And deep down, I wish the channel hadn't died. Preparing for the end of the channel was something I spent the most time on. I took part in the farewell video event. I made crochet minis, not just of Unus and Annus, but also of Mark and Ethan during the Camp Unus Annus series, and the cryptids, Gupti, Villerma, Melon Man, Gongoozler, and SCP Amy, that had been invented. I sewed a dress, blouse, skirt, and mask with the remaining time embroidered into the hems so I'd have something to remember them by after the end. Other things I made included crochet granny square with the colours of the channel. Right now it's sitting on my floor because I have nowhere to put it. Celebratory end artwork, which I drew during the live stream. Digital art pieces of all of the cryptids that had been made during the channel. An entire page of my art book filled with drawings of my favourite videos. Another full page of artwork for Camp Unus Annus. And crochet minis of Mark and Ethan in some Unus Annus merch. Sometimes I wish I had done more, but I also know that what I did was a lot already. Those items I made fill me with a sort of nostalgic joy when I look at them or use them. I wore the Unus Annus blouse a while ago, and I felt so proud to be wearing it out in public. I've also worn my mask so often that it's more of a comfort these days. Still waiting to wear the dress. To this day, the sound of ticking clocks and the sight of black and white things makes me think of the channel. I sometimes feel depressed when I see the Unus Annus stickers I've bought, just knowing there are other people out there who have also dealt with mourning the loss of such a fantastic thing. This year, there were 2 accounts on Twitter that maintained the memory of Unus Annus. Post Unum Annum, which posted screenshots from the video posted on that day, and Unus Annus, which created art to commemorate the video for each day. These accounts were amazing because I would wake up every morning and see the post and be able to sit and remember that video, just like when I would wake up and see the memes pertaining to the video of the day before watching the video. Despite knowing that eventually the channel will be a forgotten memory, there was a moment this year where my fear actually came true. I was watching a compilation of Unus Annus moments, I noticed that in older compilations I had never seen any clips from the Aerial Silks video. I took to Tumblr and mentioned it, and the post was received with confusion and doubt. Some people confused the video for one where Mark did Aerial Silks on his own channel, and others legitimately forgot the video happened. It was terrifying to see, because I thought that people would forget 2 years after the channel ended, not 8 months later. I understand that letting go of the channel would be a healthy thing to do, but it's incredibly difficult to accept so soon. Finally, to celebrate 1 year since the best thing to happen to me, I'm going to read you a few pieces I wrote about the end. It'll consist of some stories and a couple of poems. Memento Mori. I hope you enjoy. The end. Millions of people. Mark and Ethan stood staring at their reflections in the mirror. The reflections had lives of their own. 2 monochromatic suited figures with blank looks on their faces. Time's up. It's time to go. The YouTubers were silent, trying to find words. How did we do? Ethan asked, always doubtful. Mark turned to look back at him, a soft smile on his face. Unus took a deep breath, then opened his mouth to speak. The contract was never a test. It was an experiment. Give models a time limit, see what they do. And what did you think of our results? Mark asked, impatient now. You changed lives, Unus stated, deep voice booming in the dark room. Others had more time, some less. You took your time and found a creative way to spend it, Unus continued, face set. But did we do a good job? Ethan insisted, eyes welling with tears. Millions of people have voiced their stories. None will ever be their original selves again, Unus responded. You helped people to find themselves, Unus continued. Ethan couldn't speak. Tears were streaming down his face, and Mark placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. We wanted to teach them about death, Mark stated. Unus nodded solemnly. You taught them far more than that. You taught them about friendship and creativity and being comfortable with who you are. We taught them all that? But we had one goal, Ethan said, eyes wide. One goal can parent others. And so many viewers already use your content for inspiration or help, Unus pointed out. In conclusion, you helped millions in an unfortunate year, and when the time came, you both closed off the project in a creative and meaningful way. Well done. The lights began to flicker, and the reflected figures started to fade. You did a good job. Now, we have to go. We'll meet again. Mark and Ethan watched Unus and Annus fade completely, leaving them alone in the room, looking at their own reflections. Mark took a breath. What now? Time's up. The swirling monochromatic spiral had started to glow. The ticking clock was echoing louder, and the sands in the hourglass were running out. 2 suited figures stood staring at the wall, staring at the spiral. Mark, time's almost up. The one in white looked at the one in black, eyes crinkled at the corners as he smiled. It is. Are you ready? A single nod. There weren't many grains of sand left in the glass. The duo began a small step forward, taking a collective deep breath. What do you think it will feel like? What, going? I don't know. Mark looked at the spiral, thinking. I hope it will be peaceful. I hope we leave a mark. Another tick. Another step. Did we do enough? Ethan looked terrified, worried he hadn't done enough. Of course we did. How do you know? Mark pointed at the spiral, a satisfied smile on his face. 4 million people believed in us. Time was almost up. They took another step. But how many stayed? 2 million at the most. But it wasn't about the people. It was about seeing if we could. Ethan looked at the spiral, closing his eyes and nodding. Shadows gradually came into view inside the spiral. They were waiting. Do you feel like you did it, Ethan? He looked down, thoughtful. I'm not sure I can say. I feel like we did it. But only they can say. He motioned to the shadows as they stepped closer. The ticking grew louder. Will they remember us? Mark looked at Ethan again, seeing him looking at the spiral. Of course they will. This year will be immortalized in everything we've created. Ethan nodded. Another step. But will they remember us? I would hope so. There was mere seconds left. They were inches from the spiral. The shadows, closer now, were clearer, and could be seen as the ringmasters of the whole project. What will happen after we go? Ethan's voice was soft, cautious. What do you think will happen? Well, I hope the message will stick with them for ages, but I think most will forget us after a few months. You really think that'll happen? Mark looked at his friend, sympathetic. Nothing lasts forever, Mark. Nothing. Not you, not me. Not even our message. Mark nodded, agreeing. The clock ticked once more, then was silent. It's time to go. Will you hold my hand? Okay. The Joe took one last step into the spiral, then all went black. It was silent. No more ticking, no more sand, no light. Just emptiness. The void echoed its silence and flashed its last darkness. Mark, did we do it? Have you seen all the posts? We did it. Tell me how we did it, please. We showed them how important time is. We helped them to make the most out of the time they have. We helped them through the most unfair year ever. Did we do a good job? Nobody could have done it better, Ethan. What comes next? Everything. We have our channels and our whole lives ahead of us. Will we ever see each other again? I don't know. Do you want to see me again? Yeah, I want to work with you again. We did a good job, Ethan. We did a great job. Trust me. I know. We changed so many lives, and we helped so many people. And you did good. I'm proud of you. I'll see you soon, Mark. Bye, Ethan. Thank you. Recovery. You left me over a month ago. The timer stopped and everything went away. Photos and memes adorn my walls. Crochet figures of you in my room. 2 thematic outfits in my wardrobe. Yet the pain doesn't go away. Ticking clocks follow me everywhere. Tick, tick, tick. I can't escape it. I try to find something to equal to you, but nothing helps. Everything reminds me of you. Black, white, spirals, stripes. I can't escape. Someone wore your Christmas suit on TV, and I regretted never watching that one instance more than once. One movie makes me think of you, because you made so many references to it over the year. Has it been a year? Truly? How did I get attached to you so quickly? You helped me through tough times. You were there when my grandma died. You listened when I needed to talk. You understood when I just wanted silence. And now you're gone, and I can't stop the waves of pain that stab through my heart when I think of you. You inspired me to do so much, make the most of the time we have left. I grew as a person because you helped me too. Life is never going to be the same with you gone. You were pure chaos, but also pure joy. Entertainment has changed forever because you made it happen. I miss you. I wish you would come back, but I know you can't. The timer ended, and there's nothing I can do to restart it. Change. When you left, I felt numb. Completely, hopelessly numb. I chased after things that made me feel the same, but nothing felt better. You were a unique experience. Nothing feels the same anymore. I built you a shrine to remember the feeling as much as I possibly could, but it still wasn't enough. You were unique. Over half a year later, you still affect my life. They refer to you, and it feels like a punch in the throat. You left a hole, and nothing can fill it. Unique. Irreplaceable. Someone else has taken a break. Their followers are already grieving, but there is no confirmation of leaving. The community is just preparing. Will he leave a hole too? Will I need to relearn something else? Does the community realize how much the toxicity had destroyed him? Can you help me? Show me how to move on. Let me know that things will be okay. I still remember the tears, crying after the screen went black. I still recall the hollow feeling that hasn't quite filled out. I'm a changed person. You helped me see that. I have new priorities, new dreams. I don't know if the hole will fill. I can't tell if it will change. I do know that without you, I can carry your message. Change happens, and I'm finally seeing that it's all right. Change can be good. Maybe we can all be good too. Time. Time is a confusing concept. It's not a straight line. One small thing could trigger a memory from years ago. I look at yearbook photos and wonder, what the hell happened? When did the light go out in my eyes? When did I grow up to the point that people on social media were more real to me than real people? I watched a video today, and it reminded me of you. And I realized I'd never see you again, except in compilations and music. And I almost cried. Some things heal with time. Scars, bruises, wounds. Others stay forever. Heartbreak, mourning, psychological pain. And no amount of therapy can fix it. Today I wrote something new. I hadn't written something like it in years. But it made me smile, because I got feedback I hadn't gotten in a long time. If I disappear for a long while, will you forget about me? Or will you try to find me? What happens when someone vanishes? Who searches for them? Who moves on? I thought time would make me alright that you'd gone. I thought I would be okay. But when those first notes began, I went back to the day of the live stream, and I nearly cried. Maybe time won't heal this, but time can help me cope.